Hello and welcome back to the channel. Amber here, and today is a deep dive looking into the new images for the Wheel of Time Season 3. If you would like to keep in touch, you can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Discord. And if you would like to help support the channel, check out Road to Valon on Patreon or YouTube memberships, or give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And because there are 10 of these images, I'm going to keep it quick. According to Reactor Magazine, some of these images had episode numbers attached to them, and while my intuition tells me the episode numbers are correct, I want to point out that the numbers can't be confirmed. So naturally, I'm going to start with the images that will happen earliest and work my way forwards. Also, I will touch on a couple of slight spoilers for The Shadow Rising. And our first image is none other than Daughter of the Night, Lanfear, who we last saw in episode 8 of last season in a confrontation with Mogideon. This image is labeled to be in episode 1, and in this photo, it appears Lanfear is in Tar Valon, and she's looking pretty pleased with herself. I think the bricks and overall structure of the setting matches up with the alleyways of Tar Valon. And if I had to guess, there's a few reasons why she's here. Either Rand is in the city and she's keeping tabs on him now that the other Forsaken are loose, or she's curious about the people he is spending time with, like Moiraine, Egwene, Elain, Aviendha, and so on. Or she's in the city to meet with Liandrin. In season 2, Lanfear basically told Liandrin, hey, you work for me now. And we know from other publications that the first opening scenes of season 3 will be the Black Aja attack on the White Tower. So maybe the attack was somehow organized by Lanfear in an attempt to get Angreal out of the tower. Or maybe the Black Aja attack is just happening by coincidence, and because Lanfear can channel, she feels massive amounts of channeling coming from the tower and is thinking to herself, oh goody, the White Tower is tearing itself apart. Overall, there are a ton of options, but these are what feel most likely to me. Moving on. This next image is also labeled to be in episode 1 and is of Siuan reaching out with what appears to be weaves of fire. Now, Siuan can be a pretty tough ruler, but this face that she's giving definitely feels like total contempt. The setting seems like a pretty cut and dry case of Siuan fighting back in the Black Aja attack. But what's actually happening could be a little more tricky. It is possible she's just engaged in combat with the One Power, or maybe she's just lost the battle. Liandrin has escaped, and Siuan is using these weaves of fire as a signal to someone like Moiraine to let her know she and Rand and whoever she is traveling with might be in danger. And I say this because in the teaser trailer, it does look like Moiraine comes back to Tar Valon. This next image features Elain, Egwene, and Nynaeve on horseback looking incredible in their otherworldly outfits, and it appears to be from Egwene's accepted test, hinted by Madeline Madden's Instagram caption, "The way back will come but once." Slight spoilers for The Dragon Reborn, but this might parallel Egwene's vision of herself as Amyrlin within the test. Her gold outfit with flame patterns seem to be like a nod to the flame of Tar Valon, which is the official symbol of the Amyrlin. Her ring is gold, like Siuan Sanche's golden Amyrlin ring, and her armor suggests Egwene is of the former Green Aja, as does Elaine's green attire, hinting towards her role maybe as keeper. And our trio of Wonder Girls seems to be confronting something upsetting. Maybe it's Rand depicted as a male channeler who has gone mad, the Black Aja, a ruined city like Camelin, or even the Shan. Also, this image was labeled as being in episode 1, so it might be that during the Black Aja attack on the White Tower, Egwene proves herself in battle and is rushed through her test. Or Swan Sanche has other plans for her and Elaine, and the test needs to happen before they can continue their mission. But overall, the costumes are stunning, and even if this is just within the arches, seeing Egwene in a position of power is really rewarding after what she experienced last season. Also, how incredible does Nynaeve look? This season looks like a massive upgrade in the costume department, and I'm just obsessed with this. All right. Our next image is also labeled to be from episode 1, and it's of Rand, Mat, and Perrin in what looks like to be an inn. If I had to make some guesses, I'd assume Moiraine has stashed Rand, Mat, and Perrin somewhere safe until they depart for the Aiel Waste. It's a happy moment full of smiles, and it's good to see because it feels really important to establish the friendships of these young characters before all hell breaks loose, like Moiraine learning about the Black Aja attack, word that the Two Rivers is under threat, Egwene and Aviendha being summoned by the Aiel Wise Ones, bubbles of evil and more Forsaken roaming around. There will be multiple events in a short period that would encourage the group to split up. I'm not sure where the location of this image is, but somewhere near Tarvalon seems fitting. Now, our next image is also labeled to be from episode 1, and it's Elaine and Aviendha sharing a drink. And what's a little usquai between friends? If I had to guess, it's in the same location of our last image, an inn or somewhere within or near Tarvalon. Something I've been saying since the finale of last season is that these two characters desperately need screen time together because the deep bond of the relationship is imperative and we have so little time to do it. There are some fans who believe that their relationship might be polyamorous in nature, meaning that they end up together with the same characters they do from the books, or we might see them explore a relationship with their respective book relationships, but also with each other as well. Avalane shippers might be onto something here, or this could also just be a goodbye scene, a moment after the decision has been made that the group will be splitting up. But overall, it's incredibly exciting to see these two characters getting some screen time. Let's move on to our next image, which is labeled to be from episode 2, Queen Morgase and Elaida. This image is most likely from within Tarvalon, which is backed up by actress Sheree Agdashlu's Instagram post stating, "The White Tower awaits. Who's ready to see the rest of the outfit?" And this was the image I was most excited to see. Friend of the channel, costume designer Sharon Gillum and her team have really outdone themselves with Queen Morgase's garment. It immediately reminds me of some of the fan art of Morgase. The upward motion of the collar feels really Elizabethan in inspiration, and the grand upward motion and height really signifies authority and command of the room. It says, "I'm in charge here. I have questions and you will respect me." And I think that's exactly what's happening here. Morgase arrives to question the Amerlin about the whereabouts of her daughter Elaine. And if we can take the episode numbers at face value, Elaine isn't missing. She's currently taking shots with a nice Aiel woman in an inn somewhere. I kind of think we will see a more establishing scene of Morgase and Elaida at an earlier time. Because according to WatSeries.com, it was rumored to be that these two characters also shot a scene within a castle in Prague. So to me, this seems like the event that leads to Gawain and Galad staying at the White Tower to become warders, and the event that makes Queen Morgase decide to leave Elaida behind. This would also come after the Black Aja attack, which really sets up Elaida as an antagonist for Siuan Sanche. I'm so excited to see the political machinations of Elaida, and I'm a huge fan of Sheree, so I'm just really hyped to see this in the episode. On a somber note, Morgase is wearing the crown that we see Elaine wearing in the teaser trailer that hints at something tragic happening to the queen. This could be a misdirect, but I'm leaning towards something terrible happening to Morgase. Our next image is also labeled to appear in episode 2, and it's of Lan and Rand training. If this is episode 2, I do think it's a little early for them to have already set out to go to the Aiel Waste. And there does appear to be some greenery and grass in the image, so maybe this is still outside of Tar Valon. But the main thing I'm laser focused on is the new sword, because last season Rand's sword just kind of disintegrated after killing Ishamael. Is this the sword that is gifted to him by one of our Aiel characters? Or is this just a training sword given to him by Lan? Furthermore, could this be the infamous scene from The Great Hunt where Lan explains to Rand a sword form called sheathing the sword? If so, this is a huge moment for both of the characters, and I would love to see it. Also, I think I've said sword like 30 times in the past paragraph, so let's move on. Moving onward to our 8th image, which is labeled to appear in episode 4. We finally see our characters in the Aiel Waste. Not only is Rand, Moiraine, and Lan visible, but it also looks like our first images of Bear, Melindra, Rhuarc, and Moiraine. I can't quite make out the other Aiel characters, but this could be Egwene in the background as well. I have to say, I love the garb for our wise ones. Melindra's Maiden of the Spear outfit looks really similar to what we've already seen on Aviendha, but oh my god, does Rhuarc look awesome. He is a hulking unit of a man, and I'm loving seeing him sized up next to Rand. And I'm fairly certain that this is the same image we saw in the teaser trailer where our party gets their first glimpse of Rhuidean. Watt Series has reported that Rafe Judkins will be writing this episode, so everything seems to be pointing towards Rhuidean. Now, our next image is labeled to appear in episode 6 and showcases Mat, Nynaeve, Min, and a mysterious man in a black hat. The outfits and head coverings of the people in the background appear similar to a scene in the teaser trailer of Liandrin, which has me guessing that this will take place in Tanchico. Could this be the origin of where Mat gets his trademark hat? What is the man presenting to the group? An Angreal? Short spoiler for The Shadow Rising, but could this be Julian Sandar? And he has succeeded in finding the item they are all looking for, the male item. But also, if this is Tanchico, then where is Elaine? Min is wearing the same outfit as she was in the teaser trailer, so it's possible that this could be around the time that we see the inside of the Panarch's palace. Lastly, I'm really loving to see Mat in this over-the-top festive ensemble. Everyone here looks incredible, and this seems to point us in the direction of Mat and Min coming to a place where they have made amends, or at least a hint that Min is trying to redeem herself after being sucked up into Ishamael's web of manipulations. If you have some theories about this or any of the other images, make sure to drop them in the comments section. Now, our very last image comes with no episode number, and despite that, I'd make a guess that it comes towards the latter half of the season. It depicts Moiraine holding what looks to be a sa'angreal that magnifies the power of her channeling. If I had to guess, I would say one option is that this setting is within her trip through the rings within Rhuarc, because the outfit she is wearing doesn't feel like something she would be casually wearing outside in the sweltering heat of the Aiel Waste. If this is the access key to the Choden Call, could this be an event that leads Rand to formulating his plan to use the access keys later within the series? And if this does take place within the physical world, what could this be showcasing? For a moment, I considered this being Moiraine attempting to use balefire, but the setting looks a little too serene for that. But overall, I am absolutely thrilled with what we are seeing here. I cannot wait to see more from Elaida this season, more explorations within Tel'aran'rhiod, Rhuarc, and more. If you haven't started a rewatch of last season yet, now is the time. I can also recommend my rewatch series that is spoiler free, who I hosted with Laura, who hasn't read the books, where we break down a lot of details that were missed the first time around. It feels really good to be back to the onslaught of news and press, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back next time.